Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get the updates. Really excited for today's beer. It's courtesy of Hop Butcher, but it's a collab that they did at Revolution. So thank you for sending it. I really appreciate it. And it's base. It's a West Coast style pale ale. It's 6% ABV. And the can artwork is by Dan Jetza, who does the Hot Butcher beers. And just I know I say it every time. I love his can art so much. I'm really excited to do, um, well, a pale ale, but also just a West Coast style. It doesn't have the hops on it, but I had watched on Revolution's website. They had posted a lot of good information and a couple cool videos with both Revolution and Hot Butcher present, kind of talking about how it's really a true collaboration. Like sometimes, collaborations are kind of like phoned in, and sometimes they're more in depth. And this seems like one of the more in depth ones, which was really rad. And they've done three. It's the same. What's the term? I don't want to say base, but it's the same. Maybe it is the same base. It's the same. Superstructure, which I reviewed with Mike from Nerd Sense. I forget which channel it's on. And this one are uh, built from the same, some of the same materials, and then go different directions. I guess is the way I'll word it. But anyway, yeah, enough literal rambling. Let's get into it. Yeah, I don't have any Revolution glassware, so half proper glassware. Oh, that's a nice clear looking West Coasty beer. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, it doesn't say what hops are in it on the can. I remember it had a bunch of the C hops, like traditional West Coast C hops, but then also like Citra, for example. I remember being in there. So there's a bunch of hops, and I believe all of them that are in this begin with the letter C. So if this was Sesame Street, today's beer review is brought to you by the letter C. I mean, yeah, very clear. You can see through it. There's a slight, like, maybe super slight unfiltered look to it, but beautiful, barely off white head. I mean, it's creamy. It's approaching um, like lathered dish soap. Like it's approaching that in look. You got the small to medium, couple medium sized bubbles. Um, that lacing is going away pretty quickly. I was just petting Bruno, and I have a bunch of, I think, dog hair all over me. But anyway, it looks like a West Coast beer. Let's get into the aroma. There is a sweetness to it, which is nice. I get a lot of lemon. I get a lot of lemon. Um, what's kind of what's both cool, or both these things are cool. Hot Butcher puts some of their tasting notes on. They put 3 tasting notes per can, right? Revolution does not put tasting notes. And I'm so used to like that Hot Butcher mindset where it's like, okay, I'm getting lemon. Do they say lemon on the can? And since there's no tasting notes, there's none of that. But it's also not. There's nothing to lead me, right? Like if I read those tasting notes before I do the beer, did it put it in my head? Those are some of the tasting notes. So again, both are cool, and depending on my day, honestly, I prefer one over the other. Short version, if this did have tasting notes, I gotta imagine lemon would be one of the things that they would put on this. There is that more traditional West Coast orange IPA taste or aroma. It's when I think of the New England style IPAs, it comes across like very ripe, real fruit, typically speaking, the way they use the hops. Whereas the West Coast, it's like, the closest thing I can think of is pineapple. It's like this hoppy pineapple thing. It's this hoppy grapefruit thing. It's this hoppy orange thing for this. So it's definitely citrus that way. There is some like straw earthiness. The dank is there, but not overpowering of these fruity things I am getting. It does smell really good, despite me not having a ton of things to say that it smells like. Let's get to the taste. Cheers. I like that a lot. I'm glad I said lemon because I get a lot a lot of like lemon zest and like lemon oil, like that kind of wonderful lemon. You know, if you took lemon water and turned it into a West Coast pale ale, awesome level of bitterness. Again, speaking of pale ale, not surprised this is a pale ale given the ABV and the intensity of the bitterness. Um, I love bitter beers, so this is like reminding me of like, oh, yeah, I used to drink beers that taste like this or pretty close to this, you know, because it does have some of the newer hops, um, which is pretty cool too. There's a little bit of that grassy thing I got in the aroma. It actually it tastes a lot like the aroma. There is some orange peel. The citrus is so peel and zest. You're getting pith, like you're getting all of that. So in that way, it is so reminiscent of true West Coast style pale ales, IPAs. The aroma had some sweetness. This one does, and you notice how I stopped at IPA. It doesn't at any point drink like a double IPA from a traditional West Coast brewery doing a West Coast IPA. Um, it's like bonkers refreshing. Like it is, and that's why I said the lemon water in beer form. I mean, it totally is that thing. It has a floral bitterness as well. And I think that's some of the dankness. I think I'm getting my wires crossed a little bit with that. Um, I really like this beer. I it's so much flavor. Yeah, yeah, man, great ABV. I think this is phenomenal. I think this is a really I liked Superstructure a lot as well. Um, I really this is a delicious beer, and I think it is a well made delicious beer, but I think it's that nostalgia thing of like you used to drink beers that taste like this, dude. So it's a nice reminder of that, and bringing me back to a time where if I had an IPA, they 90% of the time tasted like this, so that's really special and awesome, and I'm glad they leaned into doing that with the of the collabs they did with this collab. I'm starting to ramble. It's I know it's time to wrap this thing up. Thanks again for sending it. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Obviously, I always appreciate that. It's so cool, and when people interact and all that. So speaking of that, if you have anything about this beer, West Coast style IPAs, pale ales, double IPAs, whatever, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Check me out on Instagram and Untapped. Snow Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.